Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Light the Way in October 2021. I am so excited to be here with you all. Wow, was September a long month? Hello, Robert, Golden Light, and Happy New Moon. It is Happy New Moon to everybody. Golden Light, thank you, Robert. Oh, hi, Sandy and Susie. Hi, Steve. Hi, Kathy. So happy you're all here. So happy you're letting us all know you're here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So it has been quite a month. We're already in 6 days into October, and here we are again, my friends. My fellow light warriors, light walkers, light lovers, like beers. So let's see, we're waiting. I'm just waiting for a few more people to join. I know there's lots of people who have signed up. We have a lot of new people, so welcome to everyone. I am getting a few texts, so let me see. A couple people are letting me know that they're not able to join. So maybe these links aren't working all the way. Hopefully we've got that going right. I don't know. There was only 2 people so far that had let me know that can't get on. Not sure why, but we're handling all the things. Hello, Ellen. So happy everyone is joining and saying hello. Makes my heart glow and be happy. Thank you, Laura. Laura is in Mexico helping us out, making everybody get on. Thank you, Laura, for your help. I can't even imagine because I wouldn't know what to do without you. Yes, thank you, Ellen, for letting us know. Hi, Sufjan. That Ellen was able to join at first, but then it wasn't able to join at first, but then it worked. So I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad it worked the second time. Not sure what's going on there, but I'm betting we're gonna get it handled. We have been doing some major transitions behind the scenes on my whole systems, and it says error 404, Laura. So there will be a new link coming out, I guess. All right. So for everybody else that we finally got here, it's October. You can see that I'm in another space because last month I was in another space, and the month before that I was in another space, and the month before that I was in another space. So I am here to give you the download on what's been going on for me, and to let you know that I am in my new space. I have moved. We were traveling basically and not with a home basically since June. Can't even believe that. June feels like a lifetime ago. So June is when we moved out. And then there was a lot of traveling going on, which many of you were with me through. Many of you were with me through in so many ways. So thank you all for your love and your support and holding space with me and helping me to remember that the journey is perfect. It was a co-creation that I knew needed to happen, and it was always coming that I was going to be moving. And so we were in Mexico quite a while. We were in Florida. We were Florida twice. No, Florida. Okay, anyway. And we were in Texas, and we were in back in California a number of times as well. And I'll just let you all know that now I'm living in Texas. Living outside of Austin in the hill country, which is wonderful and beautiful and just amazing for me energetically. And I'm going to just kind of fill you in on the details of that so that those of you who've been in my community with me for a really long time and those who are new and joining can get the gist of why I'm here and how life is changing for us all. Because I think no matter what your changes are, hi, Tammy, so glad you caught this too. No matter what your changes are that you're going through, which I believe, no matter if the outside is not changing, the insides are massively changing. And so for me, the story for now is that I was, hi, Abby. Yes, I did. I'm loving it. I am. I've been a West Coast girl my whole life. I was born in Washington State, and I lived in Oregon and California the majority of my life. So I am full on West Coast girl, and the only other state I've lived in is Hawaii. And so for me to actually move and live in Texas is a real thing. And it was a continual evolving choice point and decision. And I'm telling you all this, some of you know the story for sure, but it's helpful for people to learn from our ways and our choices. And so I wanted to essentially let you all know that how it came to be. We were going to move from California before the pandemic happened. And it was going to happen. We were going to move, we were going to travel before the pandemic. So after my youngest graduated high school, we were going to move out and we were going to go traveling. And we actually were really seriously thinking about moving to Portugal. Now that's another conversation for another time. But that real strong driving desire to believe that we were going to move to Portugal, which we were putting into like real serious actions, passport wise, citizenship wise, there was a lot of things going on, led me to doing an astrocartography session. And astrocartography I had done when I moved to Maui. I had done them a few sessions before. Astrocartography is when they do astrology of your chart upon the world, and then you get to see where the best places potentially are for you. Best places in many ways. You can see where your best success money-wise or career-wise or health-wise, but obviously, or like relationships, if you want to move to a certain place in relationships, things like that. But obviously, most people would look for the place that would give them the fulfillment and the goodness in one place of all those things. And so I did this particular astrology for Portugal for me and my partner. And it turned out that Portugal was really not good for us, really, really not good for us. And it just kind of blew my mind. And we were in the pandemic when that happened, early first couple of months. So I got another reading. I mean, I got the reading at that point and said, okay, well then where is? And if we were looking at the US, we had 2 to 3 really good places. One I wasn't going to move back to, which was the Pacific Northwest for me. And then west of Austin and the West Coast side of Florida. And so anyway, we came to both last year during the pandemic. We came to Austin and in February actually, and we went to Florida to Naples in about April. And I didn't love Austin at first because I was here in the wintertime and we were in the middle of a pandemic. And it was just, and I actually came home and got quite sick. And so the long of the short of the story is that it appears as if my choices were based upon leaving California and moving to what looks like the red states. And I'm just saying that because that's what people think immediately. And it's not. It's my astrocartography. It's our astrocartography that fits perfectly here for both of us and over there for both of us. And so moving here was sort of planting new seeds for my own family, for our families, for having a different experience other than California. Raised my children mainly in California, a little bit in Oregon, Southern Oregon, and 1 year in Hawaii. And so coming here has just felt very, very, very different. It took a lot to get here. And the thing I want to share for a quick second about that is how in the process, when we are making choice point decisions, life-altering changes, no matter what that looks like, it could be a big move, or it can be a relationship change, it can be a job change, it can be that we're processing through someone's death, it can be anything that we are having to move through that feels very intense and trying and challenging, emotionally, spiritually, physically, in all the ways. Making those big decisions and choice points really requires a huge amount of inner faith and trust. And I don't take it lightly that along the way, Osairah was tapping into those topics, really helping us see things that were really poignant to the things that I personally was definitely going through. And it really did help me. So those choice point changes, I kept having to really listen. I kept having to come back inside. I did not have the answers. I am here to tell you that the greatest part of the last 6 months, 4 months, 2 months of this experience has been that we knew we had to move. Our lease was up. We knew we already were intending on moving. And then I did not know where I really wanted to move. And it really matters to me because I'm very, very sensitive. And at first I really wanted to be at the ocean because I am an ocean mermaid sea girl. I love to be at the beach. I grew up at the beach. I love the beach. So this is a definite different experience for me, but there is water. Anyway, so I allowed myself to listen, and it felt insane. And it felt totally uncomfortable. And it felt, I felt very ungrounded for quite some time. And one of the things that I learned very strongly and deeply during the transition time of not having a house and staying mostly in hotels and in Airbnbs and homes, different situations. We had a wonderful time. We did take it as like a vacation. We did try to enjoy the moment, absolutely. But when I would feel off my center, when I would feel lost or confused, or look out at the world and feel like, oh my God, the world, and then what am I doing? All that kind of stuff. I really had to find my center. I really had to listen to my inner authority. I totally heard that. They're right here. They've been here all day. They just said authority. And yes, my authority. I am presence, deeply rooted in my center. And I definitely went through the human ups and downs of that. I went through the really uncomfortable spaces. And so I also want to give a little sidebar on that, which I want to say to all the people who loved and supported me, your love and support in every possible way that I received love and support, which was so many ways. I cannot tell you how grateful I am. My heart is full and expanding for the love that I receive in all the ways in this life. And I'm so, so grateful, including many of you who wrote emails to me and told me how much it meant to you that me doing the work while going through the transitions that I was obviously going through was extremely meaningful to you. So thank you for your love and your support and acknowledgement. It really does matter when we let people know how much they mean to us. And so while I was going through this experience, my daughters who are 18 and 21 are going through their own experience with, I'm 21 years a mom, and I'm shifting and moving away from my kids, which was huge for me. I'm a very present and devoted mother in many, many ways the entire time of becoming a mother. And my daughter, my youngest, was going through it a lot. And so I had to really be present with all of those feelings and all of the best ways that I can lead and reflect to these young women who are growing up, and me pulling away in a way that, no, they, in certain ways, especially my younger one, didn't like. It was very hard for her emotionally. She's adjusting. She's going to college. They're in California still, and their dad is a home base for them. And so it's all contained in a positive way. It really is, actually. But we humans, we go through all of this angst about all the things that is unfamiliar, that we're not ready for, or that we don't like, all the things. And I can relate that not just to my own life, but how it is that the world will plug in those things that can agitate and rock us off our center and make us go into and down a fear hole. Now, I'm pretty sure that the majority of those of you who are here with me today and who work in these ways that we work here, that we dive into with our spiritual, physical, emotional bodies as a light being on this planet, doing a higher soul work through this physicality. We're doing that. I'm sure that you also are really working at keeping and maintaining your vibration high, keeping and maintaining that you're connecting to the things that support you, that you want to grow. So I was personally challenged to really not get stuck in the places where the old stuff was tempting for me to stay into worry, doubt, fear, uncomfortability. It's never going to work out. I'll never find the way. Of course, we know on some level, after enough life experience, we're going to find some way. Something's going to happen. But to be a deliberate co-creator of that is a huge undertaking when you take yourself out of your comfort zone. And last year, because of the pandemic, many, many, many millions and billions of people were taken out of their comfort zone, right? And they were pushed into arenas where they had to check themselves, check their intentions, check their realities of how they're living, checking their emotional and spiritual, checking their financial lives, checking everything about how they were living, how we are living on this planet. And so my own growth really during the last many months was a test of faith, truly, a test of trusting my inner inherent ability to connect with my own heart, my own voice, my own soul's wisdom, my truth, my visionary states, my knowing. And these are the things that I teach, I offer, I live and experience, and then I offer that teaching through me, through my life, through the works that I'm here to do. That, my friends, is only going to grow. But the experience of me trusting myself and literally learning how to, when I was really seriously wobbling or sobbing or in a strange amount of fear, which did feel, I will say, some of the times that I felt fear, it didn't feel like it was actually mine. Many times it felt like the collective, and then it felt like the collective was in fear and I was taking it on as mine, and I had to work real clearly at a next level of my own abilities to change that state, to work beyond, to live beyond, to shed and know what is mine. So I feel like I grew up a whole, many lifetimes, actually, between May, which was my birthday, and June. We started end of May is when we started packing up our house, and we put everything in storage. We sold off a lot of stuff. We really did this whole major transformation. And there was just not a lot of landing spots. There was just following the next golden nugget, as Osairah has said for years. And I felt so incredibly guided. I felt so incredibly guided while simultaneously feeling so uncomfortable. And I'm, as many of you know, I'm a Taurus. I need my home. I need my grounding. And so what occurred to me when I was in Mexico in a most beautiful place on a very isolated beach, very quiet. Everything was sort of stripped away. And I really got in touch with how it is to allow myself the process, even now, again, when I have done this kind of work so many times, to really strip out what is not needed inside of me. And when I got down to it, and I got down to it, and I got down to it, I was able to really listen to the inner sight, the inner beingness. And I literally felt like I got super plugged in to the cosmos. And so I was having a lot of dreams. And I think I might have mentioned it in Mexico when we were doing the Lionsgate weekend or day. I was on a Sunday. I think I mentioned to y'all that I had a lot of nightmares. I was purging, I was clearing. And what I know is I was clearing for myself and somewhat for the collective, but this collective memory that we all are kind of going through. We're all in this portal together. And it doesn't matter what your life circumstances are right now. We are in a portal of change together. We have different realities simultaneously occurring while being together in the same portal. That's enough to just like, whoa, take that in for a few minutes and really understand how beautiful, magical, but so intense that idea is. It's pretty profound. There will be people having the extinction, the Armageddon experience, and there will be people having heaven on earth. That's the extreme. And that's true. That's literal. That's what's happening. People are having all variations of experience while we are all transitioning on this earth to a new way and a new life. And yet, what's so crazy and wonderful about that is we're still making those decisions. So when, and I will get back to that. So when this collective experience was happening and I was having these massive nightmares, I mean, I was very difficult. And then I started having visions. Every time I would go to sleep, I would have this vision, and I had it 5 nights, if not 6 times. And it was the same exact scene. It would open and I would see this, and I was conscious. I was not dreaming. And I kept seeing some land up, like I was flying above, and I was looking down. And as I was looking down, I was seeing like this river that kind of went like this, and in the center it seemed like it was a horseshoe, and it was just these big, tall, white stone mountains, and then there was green all above it. And I was flying kind of like down and looking, and I could see myself down there. And I saw like a community, and I saw this place, and it seemed like it kept showing up, and and I say they because I kept literally talking to Osairah. I kept talking to all the guides. I kept talking to the Divine Mother. As I was consciously seeing this as a visionary state, I kept asking, why am I seeing this? Why am I seeing this? And I knew inside of myself on some level that I was seeing something that I was supposed to be guided to. And I didn't know when that was. And so this decision to get here to Texas came, and because I also had many other astrologers many times in my life say to me that if, by living in this area in the Midwest also is really good for my astrology and for the work that I'm to do on this planet. So it fascinates me because that's evolving and changing too, which I believe if you stick around, you're going to see the evolution of me evolving into all of these changes that we are here to experience, and I hope together. When I was driving in the car with my dog and my partner was driving the 26-foot U-Haul, we slept one night in a hotel from LA area, slept one night, and got to Austin the next night. And as we were coming in that second day, through Texas at a certain point, all of a sudden I realized that I was seeing these white slate rocks that were super tall, super tall, straight, I don't know what to say, like walls of white rock, and the trees above them. I realized I was seeing my vision. And when I saw that, I was like, I'm right on time. I'm right where I need to be. Whatever is to be and to happen, I'm following the inner guidance of this body, mind, heart, and soul. And so the reason I tell you that much, which sometimes I feel like I'm taking up too much time to tell my stories, because I have a lot of stories and they're very good. They're life experience that have such a pack, punch and an awakening. And I take the experience. I still want to tell you the turtle story, but I will have to save that for another day. But my point with telling you this is that my journey has led me to here. I'm very excited, and I can feel the difference like crazy. I was back in LA on Friday, tending to some things. I was Friday to Monday, and boy, did I could feel that difference in my body hugely. And I had been feeling that in California and in my area where I lived for a number of years. And my nervous system, it feels extremely, I just want to say jacked up there. That's just me. That doesn't mean everybody is going to feel that. I lived there for many years. I moved to the Los Angeles area from San Diego in 1992, I think it was. And so I have lived there the majority of my life. I also grew up on the California beaches in Carlsbad from like 1 to 9 years old. So I have Southern California in my bones, and I love it very much. But there's also times where our path calls us to something that maybe we are here to do and be and live that is beyond our perfect plan as humans, right? And it took a lot of courage for me to leave this area, leave all the things that I had built, and especially to technically, quote, kind of leave my kids there. Now, I feel truly like I'm planting seeds for them, and I'm very excited about that. And as we are stepping into this month of October and this last fourth of the year of 2021, and facing a lot of change that we're going to continue to see in the world, it is still our call. It is still our charge to stand in our light. It is still our charge to hold the vision of a greater earth and a humanity of compassion and unity and love and light and consciousness. Awakened souls who say, I care about what these things are that you're doing in the world. I care about you doing your work, your passion. I care about supporting that in you, because I believe if I support that in you, I will be supported for that in me. That's the truth. And so then the systems that are changing, evolving, and deconstructing are a reflection truly and completely. I saw it so clearly when I was technically homeless or without a place to call my own home. I really saw how that reflection out there was and could match my reflection in here. So what was I seeing and what was I experiencing? A great experiment to be a detective on the mystery hunt for how is the world reflecting to me what it is that I am feeling, seeing, and knowing. And it was really so beautiful. It was only my hangups at times, my hooks, my unfinished business, my fears, my doubts, my insecurities, my worries, my lack of confidence that would hook me into anything that externally would bring me something that would make me feel, quote, not great. And so I watched myself be in that detectiveness. I watched myself be in the mystery. I watched myself in that experience, allowing and aligning myself to open up to a greater ability within me. And I failed sometimes. I fell apart. I had a freak out. couple times, 2, 3, maybe in 5 months, I think it was. But those moments were in many ways, it's so interesting. They were parts of my, I want to say personality, but they're parts of my container, my essence, my character, that it was so interesting. I could see myself doing and being these things that were not really me. What a show, what an experience, what a revelation to see myself be the thing and having the experience. I was not separated from the experience. I was just having the experience, and then also simultaneously very aware that I was having the experience. But I was very much in my meltdown or in my emotions. It was hard shit. There was some hard stuff for me to handle inside myself. And I will tell you that it ultimately, constantly, continually led me back to trust, led me back to faith, led me back to grace. And grace in the way of, we are all, that is what we are. That is our name. It's just something that came to me. It's like, we are grace. We are the grace of life, of God, of light, of love. And for what we are seeing in the world that is challenging that is why it is so valuable and so important now to own it, to hold it, to become it, to be it, to be also undoing, unwinding, unbecoming what we are not. And so I will say to you that there were a few times in my experience, especially with my daughter who came to Mexico, and we got to spend some time. And then every time I've been with my youngest daughter, she was just like right with me and wanted to be so connected to me, which was not the case from, 14, 15 to 18. I mean, that was a totally different experience. And then they wake up and they go, wait, what? So she was right on me, and she was with me, and her little heart was just so open and wanting her mom, wanting her mommy, wanting safety, wanting confirmation. And I could be that 100%. And it was such a good reflection, because I could be that for myself. And I could be that for myself in so many honest and true ways, which included having meltdowns, having a breakdown, having crying when it felt like too much. These are so important of self-care. That's how we handle this body consciousness. And then to step back into the center of faith, step back into the center of trusting the divine here on this planet. And in the face of the things that might be challenging you, challenging me, challenging all of us in this portal of time where we are going to make great changes. There's going to be big changes coming. Everybody can feel it. Of course, the astrology is saying it. Psychics are saying it. I have known these things for years and years and years ahead of time. And now we're living in it. And what is an interesting thing for me is I don't generally talk about the things that I have known were coming for multiple reasons, because I do still believe that we are collectively co-creating. So we are asking ourselves to move into the space of aligning with what we truly heartfelt, soul felt, light knowing want to create. We need to create this greater world. We want to create a better harmonic on this planet. And what we do see is some energies and some forces of duality that we live in on the third dimension of school of life that are challenging us to become greater than what we have ever been before. This is a massive change point. This is it change point in our ascension life journeys walk, because collectively we are evolving, period. And I've talked about this over the many months and the many years, that no matter who it is that we think we're supposed to be. If we center back into our inner self, that is the one who is guiding. That is the one who is here for the mission. That is the one who came for the sole agreement for your whatever, your things and things that you evolve into and become. Sometimes we could say the things you leave as a legacy, even though on a certain level that is coming from an egoic standpoint. What we leave in a legacy comes as a natural consequence from our soul's journey. So this time, what is happening, I've discovered, is an unveiling, an unpeeling. We are peeling ourselves completely wide open to change and transform into something greater than we've ever lived in other simultaneous previous lifetimes that are occurring. And so this is the courageous leap. This is the courageous leap, my friends. This is going to require, especially for the next year, especially for the next 6 months, this is going to require your undoubted faith. Your faith and trust in the divine, your faith and trust in your own life, your capacity to hold your emotional equilibrium, to trust in the infinite beyond this world, to remember your eternal light. That's what you're here doing. And we are these mouthpiece human experiencers that believe the senses are it. And they're fun, but they are not it, right? They're wonderful because they give us the experience. And that is absolutely what we've come for. But that's not who we are. And that's what I'm trying to lead you to here with the works that I do, with Osairah, with the Divine Feminine. We get to have this wonderful experience of being human and play in the playground on this planet. We get to see everything and anything. We get to allow for a massive change point. We showed up here. You are in a body here. This is perfect for your expansion. And if you center, if we go into deeper layers and levels of our inner beingness, in our inner connectedness, in our inner groundedness, we find that eternal self, that eternal consciousness. And yet when I say that, I get really quickly corrected. Hold on. I got really corrected right there because there's nothing to find. You're already it. This is what they've been saying for all these years, right? Those of you who've heard them for so long, you know, this is what they have said all of this time. There's nothing to find. You're already it. But we distract with everything else and become something, become on a quest for spiritual enlightenment for all the ways that we do, which I've done. And then we realize on some level, all of that was right here. It is right here. So that doesn't always help when we have to do the daily tasks or when we're facing a huge change point, when we're facing, practical things. How do I do this, that, and the next thing? How do I make that happen? How do I create that? How do I let that come to me? All the things. And that's what we're doing together, actually, in such beautiful ways. So my intention for sharing this is to help you see with me as the one in the hot seat here, with the life that I've just been experiencing, and this is just a tiny little smidge of what it's been, that you have the power to come back to your center no matter what's happening. And if you're plugging in, I'm just doing all the things that I know I was told today when I was getting ready for this, because by the way, it's 3:43 here instead of 1:43 in Pacific time, which we were doing this at 1 o'clock Pacific. And so for me, I had 2 extra hours, which I didn't usually have. And so I was just really deepening and ripening with this open field with Osairah and what to bring and what to talk about and what was needed and asking them. And so this time, as we are opening this period of October, as we are stepping in right now with a new moon, amplifying our collaborating co-creations with this world. Please be intentional with what you really, really want. Really get into your inner center, no matter what is happening. And where I was going before I said that was, Osairah has said so many times, don't plug into the things that make you feel that agitation. That's like an addiction. I caught myself doing that over the course of the months, for sure. It's segments of time. But and even in the last few days, I saw myself lock into some things, and I was like getting off my center. I'm not saying take a blind eye, and neither are they, but we are saying to remember that we are literally mirroring what we experience. So inwardly, trust your divine guidance. Inwardly, listen to what you truly desire to experience. And then hold that space for that. And remember that when you feel rocked or unsettled or uncomfortable or scared or worried, that you got this, that we've come for this experience to show us what we are, who we are, and how we are. And if anything at all, no matter what goes on in this world, if the biggest and most real thing you can do is be truly, honestly, absolutely, authentically honest and loving, then you have won. Then you have grown. Because what fear and the darkness and the old energies and the lower vibrational frequencies do is they plug us into that lesser than our highest potential. It pulls us out of the frequency of our eternal lightness of being. When we trust the eternalness of our own soul and our own light and our own consciousness, the reason that we incarnated in the first time, if we trust that and we believe in something greater that is here and happening, you'll see it. I did. You'll see it everywhere. You'll see angels show up for you in every situation. Things that just are mind-blowing. But if you allow yourself to be taken down, plugged back into the lower frequency energies, the scarcity, the fear, the doubt, the worry, that will be reflected to you too. That will become you in your body. It becomes us. So it's really important at these times to do the things that we are here continually, month after month, year after year, talking about, listening to, practicing, aligning with, reflecting, sharing with others. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. So, okay, my dears, let's get on with it, huh? Okay, I love it, Robert. 30 times in my life, following my inner promptings most of the time. That's right. I don't even know how to say that word. Faith and surrender indeed. I sure have. I know I've done it many times myself too. This was just another level, you know. I had been in mother mode for so many years that mothering held me in a very specific container. And this next level really brought me back to myself while staying plugged into mothering and being a mother. I really had to surrender, putting my ear to the ground and my eyes to heaven and listening to the divine while holding that tether out to my daughters, knowing that they needed some grounding and stability and trust. And I had to be that reflection. So, I feel overall I did a pretty good job. We'll see in the years to come. That's how that goes. Anyway, okay. So, a little coconut water. And we're going to pull a Keepers of the Light for everyone this time around. I wanted to double check real quick. Okay. Whoops. Sorry about that. Okay, let's do this. So for the month of October, my beautiful friends around the world, because I know there's a lot of you who are not, you're like a divine mother. Thank you, Robert. I feel like one. I have worked very hard in this lifetime to be awake with that process. And I really struggled. I was like a gypsy soul. I was grounded and tethered by my children. Thankfully now I see all the reasons why, but it was not an easy road in many ways, but there was also major choice points, and I chose to give them everything I had. So I believe that that is good. So today we are pulling on this beautiful, profound new moon of October. Special guardian message for the month for all of us to carry. I want to do that again. And I can. Felt right to just keep going. Keepers of the Light. We love this deck. Okay. Okay, are you ready? Oh my goodness, goddess, yes, right? You know you're all laughing. I know you're laughing. How much more perfect could it be? Like I literally just kept shuffling and then picked in the middle of the deck there. Ah! Faith, humanity, and benevolence. This is, oh, thank you. Such goodness right here, my friends. Stay calm. Trust the good in yourself and others. See the light in the world. Yes, that. Oh, I love that so much, and I am so happy we pulled that one. Can you, I mean, yes, of course you can believe it, but can you believe it? Can you believe it? Okay, we're going to read this little message. Faith is the archangel who is focused on bringing out our benevolence. She is the twin flame of Archangel Michael and is on a divine mission to help us recognize that humans are basically good and aligned with love. Just like her name, she is all about faith and trust. She reminds us that the world has taught us to believe that we are separate from love, and that if we begin to see the good in others, then we will start to cultivate a loving experience of the world around us. Extended message is, stay calm and breathe. You are a divine being of love who has done so much good in the world. You may be going through personal transformations and feel that you're not getting anywhere, but Archangel Faith is drawing you close and guiding you beyond limitations that your ego or fears have created for you. You may be trying to work out whom to trust. First, trust yourself. When you do this and recognize that you are made of love, you will attract those who reflect that love and can enjoy true friendships and loving relationships. Know that good is here to stay. That is absolutely amazing and perfect. I feel like, wow, that is so beautiful and just exactly what I was saying. So I just also want to point out from the teacher perspective of me, when I teach my workshops, one of the things I want to share with you right now is that when I was shuffling those cards, right? I was shuffling and my mind started to pull the cards, and then all of a sudden I was like, I heard to keep shuffling them, and I followed that. This is my point. I know you can't make it up, can you, Sandy? It's so perfect. It's so perfect. And we just love that confirmation. I love it so much. So my point is that when we're not in tune with being in alignment with ourselves, if I wasn't, which you all seen me be out of tune, even with myself or in the day or whatever, I may not have listened to that first initial second of it wasn't even a second, a millisecond of a prompt to keep shuffling, but I heard it, I caught it, and I honored it. And then we got her Faith. So Listen to your inner prompts. Listen to the divine guidance that really is you showing up for you. And very often it's in a split second. It's in a moment where you are not expecting it at all. Listen to that, follow that. Don't second guess those moments. Those moments, wonderful little story before I go away. Those inner moments where we know what we know and we can trust it is the moment we should listen to. When we second guess that moment, there's other experiences. It doesn't mean it's wrong. It's just something else. Maybe I would have pulled a different card. That's all. That's all that would have happened here, right? When I was 18, I went to Southern California from Oregon and with my girlfriend, and we were staying at my grandmother's house, and we got tickets to go see The Price is Right. Telling you a little story. And when we did, we got in line, and we went in, we sat down, we were going to watch the show. Of course, everybody hopes they're going to get called. And I got called. I'm 18. I got called to be in contestants row. And so we would do bids, and I was kind of just like in the hysteria and the excitement of it, and I would just throw out some crazy bid. And then there was this, we had to sit back down, and something came in over me and sort of said, pay attention and listen to what the number you need to say. And so I just sat there, and I didn't even know what was going on in the studio at that moment. And then all of a sudden, the golf game was going to come up, and we were going to stand up and have to give our bids for whatever was coming. And I heard the number. And so that was going to be my number. I was like, that's my number. I'm going to pick that number. No matter what it is, I'm picking that number. And I was if there's 4 contestants or 5 contestants, I can't remember now because I haven't watched it in years. But I was the last person to make my bid, and all the other people went. And I was so anxious, and I had my number, and I was like, nobody said my bid and all the things. And I get down to me going to say the bid, and someone else, they're all yelling, and someone else yells really loud this number. And I was about to go up and say my bid, and at the last millisecond, I heard that person yell, and I took it, and I took their bid, and I said their bid. And if I would have said my bid, I would have been standing up on stage playing the golf game. But instead, I got consolation prizes. So listen to your intuition, listen to that inner voice. Listen to when it is you feel that you should make a correction. In a second, you can make a correction. You can change your mind. You can change your mind and choose a different choice point. Gravitate to a different frequency, choose another thought, turn off the television, call a friend, amplify your light, go outside and receive some light codes. All of this is your work. This is our work. This is what we do to build a humanity of conscious, evolving souls who are living with humanity in benevolence and faith and trust. All right, my friends, let's go into this next portion of our monthly. I hope you're enjoying it. As you can see, I missed you all, and I'm loving it. My dress is actually showing up as very red, but it's actually really orange for Halloween and October. So let's see. All right, everyone, let us join each other in getting ready for our channeling, seeing who comes with us to stay. I think that's it. What I'd love for you all to do, no matter where you are, is close your eyes. And let's just join our beautiful collective in-person, online, in this moment, group of light-minded, light-hearted, light soul beings connected in a circle of light wherever you are on the earth. And then for those who are listening to the recording, just everyone pause wherever you are and come to the center. of your own heart. Close your eyes and just unplug for the next bit of time while we receive a divine transmission. May it move you and awaken you, align with you, teach you, guide you, reveal to you, reveal to all of us, for we are one. Taking in a deep breath to clear your own energy system. And releasing. Again, hold it. And release. And one last time, holding at the top. And release. We call in all the divine and holy and highest lighted beings of love and service to the divine. And in this moment, we join that circle. We join our hearts, our minds, body's intentional living expression, and our souls on a mission of love and alignment, the highest order. So it is. Indeed, greetings to you, dear ones. We are that one known as Osairah, and we are, in fact, as always, overjoyed to be in this alignment with you. We are indeed recognizing you. We are recognizing the way in which our beloved channel has been amplifying the field and connection with you all in this moment. We are recognizing the way we see our partner, indeed, our beloved channel, in this frequency at this time. It is the time for that to rise within her, and it is that time for it to rise within you. For the truth is, she is just but a reflection of the divinity in you. This mirroring that you all do with each other on this plane and on this planet. So we would say to you that it is our intention very directly and clearly to come in this day very specifically in an energetic signature that will align and assist you all at your own levels of availability to receive that which we are going to put forward to you today. We say it is time. It is time not only for our beloved channel, it is time not only for us, it is time for you. It is that you are here as a spark of the divine embodied. And this course that you are taking, this course that you are taking is you. You are the course of the divinity. You are the course of the learning of what it is to be the allness, the greatness, and the trueness of you. We say this as we see how it is that there are layers upon layers of the word, distillations that are coming to you. How do we say that? Distillations. You are distilling through much. Many of you are on your own interior quest, and then you align that to an outer quest. We would say to you, the connections of your heart is what is most important. Do you feel your heart? We are going to very much this day particularly simplify. The simple equations of this day will reverberate for you for many weeks, months, even years to come. It is your heart that matters. It is the range and the velocity at which your heart is amplified at a field of connection with others. Do you feel your own heart? Do you really? We say this with inquiry. We say this also with deep awareness to compassion. We say this because it is in the resolute seeking of your own heart's vibration that you will come to and through and for yourself. In this way, you come to and through and for the world as it is. You change the energetic signature when you are in this kind of an awareness and in this kind of alignment. This place and this space, this time, this literal year, this literal day, this month, this body, this consciousness, the entire lived experience you particularly have as a human being in this lifetime that you are heavily focused on and participating with us at this moment, have a signature of light. And you have a signature of light that you are here to amplify. That is not one only signature. It is an evolving, expanding, growing, miraculous, most incredibly beautiful light-filled consciousness. Whatever has heretofore been is no longer. And that is why it is not fair for you to say, I am this, I am that, because it is in my resume. I am this, I am that, because I created it. I became it. I was it. I lived it. Therefore, I am it. What we will say is, that is your resume, and it matters not. We are speaking to very particular pieces of this equation for the many of you who will be listening to this, because there are many who we see need to hear how it is you are not your portfolio, you are not your job, your title, you are not the fact that you are a mother or a father. You are not the anything that you have created. You are the eternalness of love. You are eternal, period. You are consciousness evolving as consciousness in a physical body, holding an energetic signature of light that is here to radiate upon the earth. Upon the earth. We would like you to see that. We are being very specific this day in the way we are languaging, because you all do need to hear us and have those codes in which we speak in a particular frequency itself to land in your heart, to awaken, to turn the key that is in the lock. For many of you have had the key in the lock for many, many years, but you have been unwilling to open the lock. The key sits there, but you do not turn it. And yet, dear, beautiful soul, it is for that now. It is time to turn the key and unlock your heart. For it is in keeping the heart that love survives. It is in keeping the heart that compassion survives. It is in keeping your heart alighted that changes the frequency of energetic empathy on this planet. And as you can very well see, your profits and expansion for technologies, etc. We will even dare say, greed has bloomed, we will say, in a nice way, upon this plane and this planet in a way that is affecting billions of beings, both sentient animals, sentient consciousness of all kinds, not just your seemingly human beings. We would say to you that this way of the earth that you are participating has called your attention to be here at this time, not just for your seemingly finite life, but for the eternalness of your soul. You have come to change the world. How you do that is in every single day. It is by the way of what you focus your attention on. If it feels, you say, a pull towards an energetic, gravitational pull towards something that feels like a lower vibration, you are choosing that. We want to say that we understand this pull. We understand that there is also the choice to learn on your planet through lower vibration. Lower vibration, as you would say, exists in all realms to a certain extent. But on your third dimensional frequency, known as Earth as it is in this timeline, you are being called to a different kind of signature And as our beloved channel partner said, that it is clear you are at a choice point. We have been sounding that, we will say, alarm for many years. We have broached many of the topics that you are now facing along the way. We also would say to you that these continual things that you see and experience in the world are truly operational only when they are given power, only when they are given the force of energy. You have a greater energy than the force of energy of those lower dimensional fields of consciousness. And it's time to allow that force of light, that force of love to amplify. And it begins in the heart. Many of you shut down your hearts a long time ago. The world was not safe. We know the story. You know the story. And yet we say this to you. Go back to the innocence. Go back to where the sky was bright blue and magic abounded. And we say this knowing that some of our human friends have had the experience of not even being able to recognize that they ever had any innocence. And that this has been a treacherous walk being human. And yet here you are. That your heart has survived. Your heart is calling for greater. Your heart is saying it's time to awaken. And we hear our human friends. They say to us, how, Osairah, could I ever open, awaken, align, feel, experience my heart when I feel nothing? I pretend I feel some things. I sometimes feel some things, but I really, truly am too terrified to feel some things. We say to that person, to anyone who would have a resonance to that, soften, open, widen with love. No matter what it is that inspires that kind of opening, softening, and loving, for some of you, it is as simple as looking at the sunset. For some of you, it is looking at a flower or a butterfly. For the majority of you, well, we would say for the masses of many, it is to see and feel nature. For nature does not hide and does not lie. And you can trust what is nature. You see, it is an awakening to realize that you are a part, that you are nature. And that is why there is a resonance there. You know you are eternal like the sunlight. No matter what that seems like, no matter how science may spin that idea that your sun will eventually explode or implode or it will die out and be a star, we say, regardless of all that, you are the eternal light. And this is what is the call to the higher dimensional allowing at this time for humanity. We would say to you that our beloved channel stepped on some wonderful ways of articulating. We say that it is that there is a great undoing and a great unwinding that is happening on your planet. And many of you are feeling it, seeing it, and knowing it. The old regimes are pushing hard to not have their systems die. This is being seen all around your experience. They are, and there is an implementation. But remember, dear one, they is you. Where is this in you in any way? We would say our beloved channel saw within her own daughter the way her daughter has the implementation of harshness on herself, perfectionism, the way in which it is to be so in control so as not to lose control. How many of you have been that? We say this because we want you to see the reflection is in, quote, they. That does not mean you do not, how should we say that? Change the system by choosing not to be a part of it or to alter your way you stand in the world. It's okay to have made a choice and then choose again something different that doesn't align with the choice you made before. We must say this. It is an imperative that you recognize you are a human chooser with the soul's consciousness at the highest level of your own willingness to be the expansion happening through you. This is imperative. You are the consciousness evolving at the highest level of that which you will allow for yourself to be, which means don't hold fast and hard to who and what you thought you have been. Do not hold fast and hard to any belief you thought you had to be, to become, to hold, to identify with, to name, to label, to give yourself in any way a standing, a character. If you said, I am this because I chose this, and I can't go back on that choice because what would that make me? A hypocrite? You're all have been hypocrites on this planet. It is a part of the game. You evolve through your choosing. You evolve through your decision making. You evolve through your awakenings. You evolve through your considerations. You evolve through burning down and being reborn and rising again. So we would say to you, allow yourself to see that always you have a new choice. Always you have a choice point that can be made no matter what the last choice was. That at any point you can divert from the path of the creation you thought you had to be or should be or were going to be. If it moves you, if a new choice, a new thought, a new inspiration, an inherent guidance comes unto you and you feel differently, you know differently inside of yourself. For many of you, you will have to lament on those things. You will not be able to make a choice right away. For some of you, you will make a choice instantaneously. You will know it in your soul. You will make choices that diverge from where you had been, from the choice point that you were standing on and declaring. And that is fair. That is okay, and it is right for you at this time. Why? We will tell you, because you are in an evolution. And in this evolution, you have been guided and steered through energetic propagandas and the ways in which information and knowledge has been steered. You have been steered because knowledge and information has been steered. You have been guided into certain kinds of ways of thinking because the collective is pushing itself through, we would say, the word, how do you say that? The eye of the needle. You are going through the difficult passageway of birth. You are going through that last hard, almost undoable, thinking you're going to die, break in the last push for birth. We say to you that this is, we say, doesn't sound like great news, but we know where you land. We know, in fact, love wins. We say that as a way to help you anchor a truth that you will carry as a golden nugget that keeps you following the golden nuggets, that keeps you aligning to the truth within you. That love wins, you say and repeat. Love wins within me. I am love winning. I am love in action. How does love respond? What does love do? How do I be love again, now, here, in this moment, where in a moment before I was not love? How do I just willingly stop and allow for love to take over? In these ways, you will become born again, we say to you. We mean that from the mind perspective, for there's been a great infiltration of the mind. Many people on this plane and planet do not know what to think, believe, or feel anymore. And that is why we come to you this day very specifically in anchoring the willingness for you to expand into your heart. We say breathe every single day. Move every single day with consciousness connected to your heart. Your heart is an activity of a frequency that cannot be stopped. And the more of you that anchor that, be that, exude that, connect that, live that, shine that, share that, be that, the more that you be that as love in a physical human body, you be love through your heart in the physical life that you call yours. If you be that, you change the world. You change that in your local area. You change that energetically when you walk into a room. People feel the difference. Then you connect with other heart-connected, open-souled beings who are of the same light frequency. And it is time. We will tell you that we see that this way that we speak to you this day, this way, many years that we have done this with our beloved channel is through this medium, which you would call the technology that reaches many from where they sit in their own homes. We understand that that is the broadcasting necessary, needed. But we want to also tell you that it is so very vital for you to not lose your human touch, to not lose your connection to looking, seeing, and being with physical, connected human beings, to be with your kin, your heart-centered, knowing, loved ones, the ones you love and who love you, the ones who resonate and who feel you, who you feel. And we know some of you are feeling extraordinarily isolated, no matter where you may live or what your family or lack of family situation might be. But the reason we say this is because at this time, the connection in being with physically connected people is an amplification too for the heart. It adds a velocity of the frequency that is changing your earth. And we will dare say that the lower vibrational frequencies that wish to contain and control the entire human population know this. And we are telling this to you in a way that you will use for your benefit. Allow yourself to be unafraid, however that works for you, to be in connection with human beings. Offer yourself up with love, with connection. We don't mean put yourself on the surrender altar, or what do we use? Say the word, to be a victim of anything. We're not saying that. What we are saying is allow yourself to be seen, felt, known, heard. Open your heart to others, even if that is a quick 2-minute exchange. Practice this on a daily basis and see what happens with you and experience as you in the life that you are living. Some of you we see to say, no matter if we're speaking to a direct person here in this moment or not, we say to you, we see too many of our human friends being too isolated, too not with contact with people. And this is unhealthy for the physical body, for the emotional body, and for the light-coded construct of awakening that is meant to happen on this planet. Hear that, what we just said. You are meant to be together to awaken with each other. You are in, as she said, the vortex, the portal, together. You are in it together. Be unafraid of each other. Some may be your people and some may not. And that is fair. That is okay. Be guided, resonate, be pulled, activate, call to attention those who are in connection with you. But this most of all, release the fear of being with human beings. You are, in some ways, we would say, being lied to. And we know there are some aspects of what is being experienced at the human level that have some truth in them as experience. Simultaneous to that, there are other experiences happening within that experience that looks like if you're gathering or you're together with human beings, it is because there is the word. You shouldn't be because of germs. These are the words we're seeing and hearing, but we don't mean to just get off on that. What we want to say is there is an interplay. There are two experiences happening. There is life happening upon life. There is love activated with human beings in contact. And then there is fear attaching to energetic signatures. We are not saying to be careless, But what we are saying to you, because we know how people are thinking, there is division here, even in our thoughts of awareness to what we see and hear in you. What we are saying is your energetic signature, your physical human beingness, your body consciousness to awaken needs to look into the eyes, the flesh, the blood, the bones of another being and know you are on the same trajectory. Know that you are awakening to heaven on earth, that is possible on this planet. For those of you to remember to hold that frequency, it is imperative for you not to be in isolation only doing that. We say this because humanity is awakening and you need each other. And the old, we will dare say, empires and regimes, the old constructs are deconstructing. The old constructs within you are deconstructing. And that is a good thing because you are in evolution. You are in evolving energetic signature of love and light. You are the information for the future. And the more that you open yourself up to being that evolving, you create an energetic signature on this earth, upon this earth, activating with the other signatures of light on this earth in this way, bringing forth a new reality. Do you want that dystopian one where you are completely controlled? We would say if you do, then you will frequency align to that continuously. You will look at it and be afraid of it. You will be worried about it. You will be wanting it or not wanting it. We'd say if you want to remember that unity and love and light and a system of harmony can evolve on this planet, that peaceful revolutions can occur on this planet, that light warriors are living and walking and breathing and activating on this planet as you all. Now, that is the truth. That is what is occurring, but you will have to pay attention to it. What you pay attention to actually feeds what grows. We know that many of you have heard that from us for many years. We have so many recollections of the conversations we have said and spent hours upon hours upon hours upon hours, if not days upon days upon days, of reminding you that you are feeding your own reality experience. That's a lot, because most of our human friends can hear that for a second or two, but then they discount it because they cannot take personal responsibility. It is unbearable for some beings to take personal responsibility for their co-creations. And we understand that with so much love. We understand that with so much compassion. But yet we would say those are most definitely the beings who are here to learn it. When you are absolutely in opposition, there is something for you. When you can stand and hold all the things and all the seeing in a place of love, acceptance, and neutrality, it doesn't mean you are agreeing. It means you see it all, know it as it is, and can stand in peace. This changes the frequency within that human being. This is the evolution of consciousness happening upon the earth. This is what you are walking yourselves through and to with each other. And we do say with each other, because the I am presence, which you are, is in eternal consciousness of I. The I is the one that you are, the allness, the many of the yous who are the we, that are the us, that is doing all of this on the consciousness level, which looks like separation, which looks like them, they, me, them, thus, I. You see how we are reflecting to you that this evolution that you are taking, this leap into the golden abyss, scary as it may seem, you are ready and have wings to fly. But where you will find your flight the greatest, the way you will find your equilibrium, the way that you will balance out, the way that you will feel how you can trust in the flow, and the flow will be upward. The flow will be how it is that the anchors of light are tethered to heaven on earth, and in an awakening that is rising you higher is through your heart. Your heart is the bridge, dear ones. How glorious it is. Your heart is the bridge between your celestial realm and your earthly realm. This frequency is a magnitude given to you, offered to you, and it is yours. So what are you doing with it? Are you settling into it? Are you amplifying it? Are you loving and remembering the energetic signature of what moves you? What makes you feel alive, connected, in full trust and knowing, in allowance of what is, no matter what occurs, trusting, believing, and holding to love. We say these things from a level of human perspective. We say these things in the word, concentration and coordination with our beloved channel. We have always had a divine connection with our beloved channel, and the way in which we can use what it is that she is in a way to be the mirror reflection for you, to gain the truth of you, that is the one, in this way. We are here to say to you that in this way, we are concentrated on showing you, helping you heal, awaken, peel back, open, undo the armor, undo the layers, the way that you hardened out of fear, doubt, insecurity, survival. It's time to come to your center, dear ones, and hold your own heart. Hold the energy of the light that you are. Feel your own heartbeat, and energetically let your energy of your heart go out into the ways in which will help you feel your own heart. Very often, for many, we will say, that begins with your breath. Breathe into the first gift ever given to you as a soul incarnated, which is your breath. Breathe into your heart. Breathe deeply and activate your higher beingness through the physical body, in your consciousness in this physical body, through your heart energy with your breath. And then allow yourself to activate. Remember, remind yourself what it is to feel enlivened in your heart, to feel alighted in your heart, to feel joy and wonder and excitement in the day. You see, these things anchor heaven on earth through your physical beingness. This is an energetic signature that changes the frequency of this planet. And it most definitely changes the frequency of that which you would connect to. The trees, the earth, the insects, the ground, the flowers, the humans, the animals in your field. The sentientness of life herself, the invisible beings of life itself that you may not be seeing, that are standing and with and being around you, such as we are. You are infusing with your energetic signature, and you are receiving back, because as we have said so many times, it is a boomerang effect. And you are getting what you are receiving, and you are receiving what you are getting, and you are getting what you are receiving, and you are receiving what you are getting. And this is the same thing in the ways in which you are amplifying, what you are giving, and how you are living. These ways of amplification are happening through to and of you, and they go out and affect all that is in your field, all that is in your consciousness. This way, the word, that so many are feeling more awake and aware to the word, their own connections to seeing, feeling, and knowing information through their biological composition called being human, is because you are beyond human. You are that connection. You are connected to all that is. If you allow yourself to remember, to remind yourself, you are eternal light. You are eternal love, and you are eternal life, expanding upon itself to remember itself as the oneness. And you are getting the opportunity to be that, do that, experience that while being in a physical body, which anchors it at a very different frequency, which is the evolution of souls. And as would many say, called the ascension. And this ascension begins within. This ascension is not for just one, but it is for the totality of all. And that is what is occurring here, even when it doesn't seem so. So we say, if you hold this frequency, if you hold and remember these tenets to be true, if you remember your energetic signature is the most important thing, and you center in your heart each and every day, and you notice, oh, I'm out of my heart. Oh, I notice I'm out of my heart. I'm acting like this. I'm saying like this. I'm feeling like this. I feel nothing like this. I'm acting like this. When you catch those moments, just come back to your center. Remember who you are as a being of consciousness, not the egoic identification, not your resume, as was said. It is the totality of your beingness that you are remembering. I am all of this. How do I hold it? How do I be it? How do I allow for the magnitude that is the immensity of this most magnificent heart beingness to be amplified and carried into the world? How do I be that? And then when you do, your experience will mirror that to you. We know that for some, we are giving you much of what you already know. You know these things. Most of you, pretty much all of you, know them. Some of you have them sitting on the surface, very active, being and doing on a regular basis, all the time paying attention. Others of you, it is very much in the unconscious. Some of you are there picking your head up every once in a while and bringing it up and in and remembering and forgetting and remembering and forgetting and remembering and forgetting and remembering. And we know that that is a part of the process, and you are in that evolution. You are in that evolution of evolving and consciousness activating through, and as you, with your consciousness, paying attention to that which it is, the divinity of you. That's what's occurring here. That's what you're doing. So though we know at times some of our human friends may come to have our conversations, this monthly part of the conversation, to hear about what to expect. And we give big smiles with so much love. For you are in deliberate co-creation of that, dear ones. And we say to you, as we have always said, your future self is pulling you forward. You are divinely led and guided. We stand in that place with you right now as you are. And then here, as you would say, in this now moment, present for all that you are experiencing, you have the front row seat of the greatest experience you have ever called yourself to. How will you do it? Will you do it with love? Will you remember you are love? Will you remember that you are eternal light? Will you walk into the world with a smile, with love in your heart, feeling your heart alive, your amplification of the most magnificence that you are? Be that, regardless of what you have been, what you have done, what you have not done, what you have thought you should be. Be now what it is you are here to be. This is that time. In fact, we would say, again, what heretofore has been is no longer. That is why it's crumbling. A new world, a new you, a new day dawns. And yes, the sun has not risen yet. That is why we are preparing you. We are reminding you it is time to do the inner work for your own faith and trust, for your own remembrance. We have been guiding you through and to these times so that you will hold steady and strong in your deliberate co-creation. We are not just using the word fancy, spiritual, bypassing words. We must say it again. And we say this because we want to express how it is. We want to see that we want you to see that you create the fear and the worry. Do what you need to do in the world as you see it as the most right choices. And you remember, you have the potential in any given moment to change, to pivot, to go a different direction, to stop and look another way. The reason we say that is because it is going to require your heart to know what it is that is the highest for you. That is why we are bringing you and leading you to your heart. Begin the days with an intentional prayer or a mantra or a phrase, and bring yourself back to love. An intentional prayer, intentional mantra, an intentional phrase for you to remember that you are love. I am love and love wins. I am winning at love. I am love embodied. My heart is full of love. I am awakened to love. Love is that I am. No matter how you say it, speak it, sing it, breathe it, amplify it. Let it come over you and let what is not you dissolve. For these times are bringing you across the bridge, and you are that humanity. You are the humanity that many will look back on and say, they crossed the bridge to bring us here. This is that cosmic bridge. You are being amplified by light codes and an amplification of energy, of plasma and light upon this planet. There is an extraordinary photonic light that is coming to your planet. You have been moving through layers upon layers in the last many months, in the last many years even, that is moving you all through this time. Hold steady to the most important thing, your light, your love, and your heart. Let it radiate, dear ones, and remember, you are all one. We look forward to seeing, hearing, knowing as we be with you on this journey. We look forward to more, and we bid you the most loving and magical and expanded heart now moment, and adieu. Hi. Hello, my friends. Welcome back. Oh, your heart is singing, Susie. I'm so happy. That makes me so happy. So soft and loving and lovely. Thank you, Alana. Thank you all. I hope that was really supportive. It felt amazing. Very strong and deliberate to me. Very anchoring. Full-bodied. Just to tell you how that felt in here. And yes, it is definitely a transmission that I am seeing that they want you to listen to more than a few times this month to help hold that energy, to help remind you of what they said. Oh, Oh, I really needed to hear this today. Thank you, Robert, so much for precious you and for all of us. Thank you, Robert, so much. I love you very much. You're good, good, good soul. Oh, yes, they are, Tammy. Thank you. Thank you for being here. That was divine and perfect. Thank you, Sandy. I'm so grateful to have you all here with me in this magical cauldron of life as we are brewing up some good, blissful, healing, awakening energy all at the same time. Feeling so soft right now. Yeah. Thank you, Ellen. It was very, I have to share that it was sort of and thank you for all of your shares because it helps me know too what you're experiencing. Divine timing. Let it, keep washing over you. And throughout this month of October, come back to it and listen a couple times for sure. I felt really with them sturdy is the word. Very contained, very direct, very much like they're leading us through. I just got a very clear picture. Like they are leading us through a passageway. So work with the words, the feeling, the energy signature, work with the way it comes over you. Listen to it differently. Listen to it differently in different ways. Maybe one day listen while you're walking, take a walk. Maybe one day listen as you're going to go to sleep or take a nap or lie on the floor or the couch. Maybe one day listen when you are out in nature or, doing chores. But let yourself receive what they have just given energetically in different scenarios for you, because the one thing I'm getting is this is very sturdy. I'm seeing it like very sturdy. I don't know how to say that other than very contained, very direct, very specific, very on time. But they are, I saw very clearly, it's like they're leading us through a passageway, and it's almost like the dark forest, and we can't see as well, but we can feel them, we can hear them, and we are being guided. And I feel that is very, very much what they're giving us. So let yourself receive it in different ways over this next month of October. October being, we've entered Libra season. We're in this new moon today, tonight. I would say set some beautiful intentions for how you believe in your whole heart and being that you can co-create goodness in your life, that you can manifest things that you desire to experience and manifest. Create that, write it down, give it, put a candle out, however you choose to do that. I write them out, I say them, I speak them, I repeat them. There's all kinds of different ways I do it. I put a candle, I put a crystal, I fold them, I put them in a God box. Sometimes I burn them. There's lots of things that you can do. I know so many of you know this, so this is not a lesson on that, but maybe those are some good ideas, additional ideas. So write those things, say those things, create this moon to moon experience. We're also in this month, we're in many retrogrades. We're going to be having Mercury go direct on the 18th. There's a full moon on the 20th. And I didn't dive too deeply into it, but my intuition, just when I heard a couple things about the new moon, my intuition was like, this is a powerful, not new moon, full moon. This is a powerful full moon. And so let October be a place where you are taking really good care of your physical body, detoxing, cleansing, loving yourself. Libra season is for relationships, deepening, connecting on different levels, letting old things and old people sometimes fall away and creating new things. So we're changing energies in this month as we approach winter and Sagittarius season. So right now in Libra season, it's important to be staying balanced. We look at how we physically feel. Libra is ruled by by Venus in the masculine, and we pay attention to how we look, how we feel, what we want to create, what we want to be in the world like. So that's all what we're kind of in, but we're also been in a lot of retrogrades. So we're shifting and evolving this month into a new version of ourselves. That's why I feel like what they're saying has a very important guidance. They're leading us to and through what's coming. And if we listen to what they're saying and we do some of the things that they're saying, we can really feel much more supported rather than lost and confused. We can feel really solid and grounded, especially with Libra, because Libra is always looking to find balance. And then at the end of the month, of course, we have Halloween. I know that in next month, I think we start some eclipses. So we're about to go through some intense few months between November and February. So I want to say to all of you, just hang on, trust. We are being guided, sturdy and grounded in each moment. That's right, Lilia. I love you, Grace, and so lovely to see you again and beautiful as ever. I have missed you dearly. Thank you, Tammy. I love you, missed you too. So wonderful that you're here. I'm just so grateful for everyone who shows up regularly. Thank you to everyone who listens to the replay, who can't come in person. Thank you, everyone who says you're here. I absolutely love and appreciate that. It means so much to me to have this interaction with you. And wherever you are, it's like I feel the cord of that. I feel the little silver pink light going to you and connecting to you wherever you are, this golden light that we are holding and that we're being. We are all so supported, loved, and guided. And I feel that when we're together every month like this. So I really, really appreciate you all with all my heart. Appreciate you all so very much. On that note, we'll pull one more card after our beautiful faith, humanity, and benevolence card. Sure wonder what's going to come next for our energy signature of October. How about if I just go with the one that popped right out? Keepers of the Earth. Wow. Okay, I'm just going to say I started to pull it. And this just popped right out, literally. Keepers of the Earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. That is wonderful too. Look at, I'm just going to say, humanity and benevolence and keepers of Earth. So think about these cards over the month. If you have these cards, pull them out and leave them out. I will be. And contemplate that. We're all sharing that space together. So I'm going to read this one for us to consider. You are so supported. You do not stand alone. You have a magnificent team of helpers, both in this world and of the earth, who are here to help you every step of the way. Call upon them for assistance. They are here to help. The keepers of the earth acknowledge the work that you have done already and are ready to work through you. They bow at your feet and thank you for wanting to stand for them, to devote your life to protecting the earth in your unique way. It is time to increase your capacity to receive support in the physical realm. This can come in the form of financial abundance, acts of service from strangers, or people flocking to help you and your work. The only thing that is stopping you right now is your capacity to receive support. You deserve to be rewarded for the work that you are doing. You do not need to go at it alone. Call upon the keepers of the earth to help you and your mission. Open your heart and open your mind to receiving more than you ever thought possible. What kind of support do you need? Call it in right away. The activation is hold the card to your heart and say, I am open to receiving a whole new level of support in my life and my work, and I call it in now. Include other specific requests here too as well. And then say, thank you, thank you, thank you. Can you believe that? Another one of those. Can you believe that? Because I just think that's exactly what I was just saying and what they were just saying. But I was just saying that we are being led, and on the new moon, write out your anything you want to co-create and manifest and be supported with. And that's what they said. That's what this card just said. On top of the fact that we are so supported, you do not stand alone. You have a magnificent team of helpers, both in this world and of the earth. So you see, I know you see, but it completely is that we are supported. Even the cards continue to reflect how it is that everything is so synergistically and beautifully aligned. Synchronicities are never an accident. They're intentionally created with the divine as long as we're paying attention. And that's what this is. I pay attention to everything. And we are supported. We are the keepers of the earth. We're here. So it's not just the earth that we are energetically holding and loving. It's all the beings. It's all the things that are evolving. There are things that need to change. We know it. There are systems that need to come undone. There are dismantling of structures of every kind, both out there and in here, that need to be undone so we can really become and be all that we are. So all that we really are, that we're here for, that we're here to hold a higher frequency of. And so I know you all heard it. Now it's our time to be it, to live it, to activate it, to remember it, to walk in that way, walk this way. That's why I was called to name it Light the Way, because here you are. We're here to light the way. That's what we're doing. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm born for. So that's what you're here with me doing. That's what you're here with others doing, lighting the way. So let's do that. All right? I love you all. I'm so grateful for this day. I missed you. It felt like a ridiculously long month. It was so crazy for me. So I'm so grateful to just be here and land with you here now on this earth as we create a new earth, as we hold the energy of heaven on earth, as we remember we are eternal beings of light and love. Be that, offer that, give that away. Until next first Wednesday of the month of November, I'll be thinking of you, loving you, and wishing you all so much goodness. See you soon. Talk to you then. Bye for now.